accomplish all of her dreams.
I love it. Do y'all know each other?
How you know? Because it's kidpreneur.
All right, yeah. Okay.
That's lovely, ain't he?
Yeah. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. Right here.
Hi, my name is Eric, and this is actually my first day here. I'm just trying to, I guess, check it out.
All right.
And that's it.
Well, welcome, Eric. You in the right hands. You in the right place to be. Right here in the front.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mel, and I'm an entrepreneur. I have a nonprofit, and what we do is we teach kids etiquette. And my ideal of this workshop is to learn everything that I can so I can expand and be a better service to the community.
I love that. Thank you for fulfilling your mission. Right here, sir.
My name is Sean King. I have a nonprofit. Well, I'm in the process of developing a nonprofit youth program called Youthpreneur Inc., teaching children business and cultural arts. And what I want out of this is I want to bring all the collective together to bring it to the youth in the whole, as a whole in the community.
I love that. You're in the right place. There's a lot of resources around you to help you really expand that. Right here, brother, with the Biden hairs.
Good morning. My name is Robert Payne. I am a networker. My website is blackwealthmentors.com, and my focus is to basically teach people how to save correctly and build their wealth through saving correctly.
I love it. Financial literacy is so important. Right here, Cyril, you want to say who you are for those who don't know?
Yes. I'm an entrepreneur since I was a kid and I'm a content creator since 2019, taking photos and videos. Help a lot of entrepreneurs create their content on social media and make you look good with the photos and videos. Yeah.
I love it. Hey, keep getting my good side. I'm telling you, that's my content for the week. Right there in the back. Introduce yourself, who you are, what you do, what are you here for?
I have an organization called Angry Art. I work with young men, teaching them how to work through anger and depression through art. I'm actively working out at Silverado Ranch 3 times a week now. So, hard to say.
All right. He got some great work. I got to get out there.
Question: what kind of art? Drawing, painting, or what?
So, create jewelry.
You create, yeah, creator, boy.
I heard you.
All right, go ahead and introduce the missus.
Hi, my name is Talitha Burris, and I actually, my day job, I work with the Girl Scouts of Southern Nevada.
That's right.
And so what I do there, I'm the community engagement manager. I'm always trying to get community organizations to start Girl Scout troops. And then what I do on my time is I am a podcaster for Food for the Soul Media Group over there off Fremont Street. And I am here to learn more about how I can live better with my communication.
Wow.
Love that. And I've had the privilege to be on her podcast. It is an amazing experience. The aesthetics are great. Matter of fact, I need to pull that out the archives and republish it. Yes, ma'am. Right there in the back.
Good morning, everyone. I am Shakira Banks. I am the founder of Banks Investments Group, and we talk all things money, adults down to however young we can reach them. My primary focus right now is real estate. So I'm teaching women and or their children how to renovate, develop, purchase homes, do whatever. Yes. Money. So,
All things.
I love it. Yeah. I heard a little partnership right here.
There you go.
Y'all need to make sure y'all connect before the day is up. Make sure y'all connect before the day is up. You say it was Mr. Price? Was that your last name? What was your name? Payne. All right. And then in the back? Yeah, go ahead. Why not?
I'm here.
My name is Deidre Edmond Drew. I am a native of Las Vegas. I am working with the Jackson Street Redevelopment Project, and we are here to get the West Side back in action.
That's right. All right.
Is this real?
Yeah, go ahead. No, the mic is on you. You in the room.
This don't work for me.
Let them know who you are. Tell them who you are.
Yes, yes. See?
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hello.
We're just going to. We have some guests on site for a tour, so I'm just going to have them introduce themselves. Okay.
So yeah, we were just getting a tour, and we wanted to stop by, say hi. Yeah, my name is Lawrence. I work with Senator Catherine Cortez Masto. This is my coworker Hector Lizalo. We are both regional representatives, and what we do is community outreach, and we are basically liaisons between the community and the senator. So we come out and pretty much we're the ears to the ground, and we report back to the senator, and we find out what's important to you, to the community, and then we report back to her. So it's always great to be in new spaces and see new faces. Great to meet you all.
It's good to meet you too.
All right. Ms. Lawrence, come up. Can you come up front for me? Go ahead, sir. Mr. Lawrence, can you come up front? Go ahead.
You can walk to the front if you want.
Yeah, just introduce yourself. You good? I'm gonna take a picture with Mr. Lawrence. We follow each other on social media, so I gotta make sure I get this good picture. We gonna tag it. We got this. Go ahead.
Yeah. One more thing to add. Thank you. One more thing to add. As a congressional office, we also can do a lot of congressional work. So if you need assistance reaching a federal agency like IRS, passport issues, let us know. Not just us, but all the congressional offices are able to help you with that. So thank you.
Thank you.
Hector.
Thank you for coming as well. Ms. Lizette, you want to tell them who you are for those who don't know you?
Hello, everybody.
Thank
My name is Lizette Collins. I am the acting president here with Nevada Partners. So excited that we have a full room here in session, and just excited for the collaboration and the ongoing commitment that everybody has to be able to come here and just become educated in the work. So pleasure to meet you all.
I love
Have
it.
a
Thank you for
wonderful
your
day.
leadership, man. Appreciate you.
And likewise, Brandon, appreciate you for being here and just your ongoing commitment. So
Thank
excited
you.
to see
And then
you
we
all.
got one more in the back. We're fortunate to have her in the room. So let's go ahead and introduce yourself.
I knew you was gonna get me.
Yes, ma'am.
Great to see you guys.
Great seeing you. Have a great
Hi.
one.
So we're just introducing who we are. And what
Yeah,
we
who
do.
you are, what you do, and then what you want to accomplish.
So
here.
my name is Brianna. I work here at Nevada Partners as a care coordinator over youth and education. So I do all things intake. If you need anything, come see me.
All right.
And I will try my best to get you what you need.
All right, thank you. Sean, you want to introduce yourself, sir?
Oh, did you want me to take off?
Yeah, he can take it.
Okay.
Who you are, what you do, and what do you want to accomplish?
Hi, my name is Sean Jerry Coleman. I'm a youth coordinator here, dedicated activist and advocate for all the youth in the North and Northwest and just all Las Vegas, period. What I hope to accomplish is just being a better me each day.
I love it. Thank you. Go ahead.
You want everybody at work here to introduce yourself?
Everybody, you
I
introduce.
know he's.
Oh, I didn't mean to stick you. I thought you was passing it around. Yeah, both of y'all.
How y'all doing? My name is Averion Sanders. I'm a youth coordinator here at Nevada Partners, also a community activist, youth advocate, and a new podcaster. My podcast is Realness Meets Logic on Spotify. Also dibble and dabble in music, a little something. And I do a lot of work here for the youth, for the community, and I also do amazing work with my partner here, Deborah Turner, with making sure that we have people who are ready to work and people who need a little bit more motivation to get in, to get back into that workspace, to have the tools and the skills needed, such as resume building, how to do rebuttals whenever someone during a job interview says something you don't like, without burning any bridges or ruining any job opportunities. We also teach people how to carry themselves online and offline, as well as just how to understand their brand and the power of that. So those classes are 100% free. It's called Stand On It because we are standing on it for our people and following through with supporting and helping our people in our community.
When is the next workshop?
So the next workshop is actually tomorrow. We're having a review of our last class, which will be career change with confidence, as well as the rebuttals that I was speaking about with some soft interviewing.
That's not true.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll take that back. I'm sorry. But yes, we'll be having a review tomorrow.
It's all right. So yeah, if y'all come out, what time?
3 to 4:30.
All right, perfect. Miss Deborah.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Deborah. I work here as an independent contractor. I am the street team. I am the voice of the people. I actually go out, I get the people, I recruit the people, I teach the people, and then I bring the contracts here so we can further get in the field and, spread the love. I started the Stand On It program basically because Vegas is always telling you stuff you want to hear, but never standing on it. Yes. What we do is you come to our class, we kind of give you the tools that you need if you're starting out or you're trying to change your life. It's basically getting you prepared for that next level, that next class. So you'll know how to dress, how to rebuttal, how to take. I'm still learning how to take constructive criticism. So it's actually fueling my fire as well as trying to rekindle everyone else's, because everyone has been somebody somewhere, some time ago. So just bringing the best part of them out, whether I got to tear it out, fight it out, whatever we got to do to get it out of you, that's what I'm here for. Along with making my neighborhood. I'm born and raised here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So I've been a product of everything: foster care, group homes, prison, jail. So by being out of trouble 18 years and being a product of my environment, I helped tear it down. I'm here to build it back up.
I love that. Thank you.
Oh, and so our next class, which is not really a class, we have a job fair. It's a little small one with the health fair on Saturday. I don't know what class you're speaking of, but if we can all meet up tomorrow right beforehand. If you guys need haircuts, we got the plug on free haircuts at Executive Cuts. We also got food and all that. Make sure you register with Stand on It.
I love that. Thank you. All right. So thank you guys so thank all you who went. Definitely. My name is Brandon Ward. I am an author. I have 3 publications. I'm a speaker, motivation, workshops, seminars. My main goal is to help empower people. And my empowerment is help you achieve your best self, right? My main quote is have a plan or you become somebody else's plan. But my thing is tapping into your superpowers as a person, as an individual, but then how do you work with others as well? And then making you realize that as soon as possible. There's a lot of adults who's not going to get this information until now, right? I'm 39, I was 38 years old when I learned this philosophy. I'm trying to teach this same philosophy to kids in elementary. And you think about it, if I can help you identify who you are, if I can help you identify your characteristics and your behaviors, you're only going to put yourself in environments where you can thrive. And that's my main goal, is how can I put people in situations where they can thrive? Where if you know you're going to be in an uncomfortable situation, you realize that I have to make an adaptation, right? This environment is going to change me. I can't be who I usually am in this environment in order for me to thrive. What I really need to do is I need to adapt. I need to be something else. But how do we do that, right? I always tell people the first step to personal development is what? What do you think it is? Anybody? Huh? Identifying yourself? How do you identify yourself? Yep, likes, dislikes, anything else? Like, how do you know? Like, if I told myself, I looked in the mirror, I was like, who am I? How do I identify who that person is? Like what are you doing? Right, it's what you're doing, right? What you're doing, your credit score, right? All the things that come up during like a background, like all of the things that you've done, people that use that as their identity, but not realizing that who you are right now has nothing to do with who you were. And then who you're becoming has nothing to do with any of that as well. But how do I identify that? And I know that some people in here have already taken our assessment. I know y'all already have, but you usually do it with an assessment. Right? When you go to the doctor, the first thing they do is they put you on a scale. It don't matter what you in there for, right? I need to check your blood pressure. I need to check your vitals, because through that assessment is going to identify a problem and what the issue is. You may be saying, I just don't feel good, doctor. But what are the symptoms? Then you start telling them the symptoms, like we can identify that problem immediately. And that's what an assessment does for people. It helps you identify who you are, your behaviors, your personality, how you react during stress, how do people perceive you, right? All of those things matter. We go into an interview, we need to figure out who do we need to become? Like, what type of person do I need to be in order to make this position successful? If I'm a boss, what type of person do I need to hire to put in this role so that they can get the job done? If I'm building a team, what type of characteristics do I need to have on this team for us to all reach that goal, right? We need to educate ourselves, but everything with me is strategic. Everything with me, every decision that I make, relationships wise, friendships wise, you have to bring value to my life in order to get my time. But at the same time, I need to be able to bring value to your life, right? Of course, I can come here and I can soak in all this game, all this information, get all the resources, but how am I going to give back, right? And that's my thing, is making sure that I can give back, the power of reciprocity. Everything with me is personality. Right, I've always wondered, like, how do people make certain decisions in their lives? How do people go to college for 4 years, come out, get a degree, and then get a job, and then they don't even work in that field? Like, you just spent all this money on education, and that's why I really don't respect degrees like that. But you know what I do respect about people with degrees is their desire to finish, to accomplish things, right? Because there's a lot of people who start things and they don't finish. right? They start something and then they just, oh, what's the next thing? Hey, I can do this too. I get it. We can do everything. We are minorities. We have been resilient all our lives. But what happens when we really need to buckle down and figure out what our lane is, what our purpose is, and then that's what we do. And then when you do that every day, you know how good you get at it? You know how when you work on something, learn about something, and then implement what you just worked or what you just learned, do you know how much that helps you grow as a person on a day-to-day basis? My philosophy is grow 10% every day. 10% every day, just 10%. When I go to the gym, if I just started with 145 last week, I'm starting with 155 this week. If I ran 2 miles last week, I'm running 2.2 miles next week, right? It has to always get better. I have to always improve, right? Little steps, baby steps. But it's my philosophy, it's my mind. I've had to learn these things. Personality has completely changed my life. Learn about personality. I started realizing that it's in everything. When I go into a room, I observe, I listen to everything. I see what people wearing, I hear what people saying, I watch your mannerisms, your gestures. You tell me something and you act different, I realize that. Oh, you said this, but you act like this. That ain't, it don't, man. Yeah, I gotta watch that, right? When I'm in interviews, I'm interviewing people, it's the same thing. I've never been to an interview and didn't get the job until, I got blacklisted from another job, and it was like they not hiring you regardless, right? But it's sometimes you gotta watch what bridges that you burn, and I think it's all based on personality. This is gonna be a 2-part series. Please come back to the next one. We'll be back in 2 weeks to come and finish this. But I'm gonna try to give y'all as much information as possible. The other thing is Fortune 500 companies use this information. They use it all the time. I'm gonna teach y'all in a whole different way. We're gonna watch some videos. There's gonna be some funny stuff as well. I want y'all to reflect on some things. I really want y'all to interact. I feel like when we interact with information, it really brings transformation. And I really want people to transform, right? However you came in here, I want you to leave a little bit different. If you learn one thing, just implement it. Go try it. The best thing is if you got a spouse, some kids, whoever, you got somebody that you're going to implement this right away. When y'all start talking amongst each other, you're going to see it. Oh, I see that. Yep. That's what he is. All right, we're going to go. All right. That's the golden rule. We were always taught to treat people the way that they want to be treated, or you want to be treated, right? Treat people the way you want to be treated. No, we believe in the platinum rule, which is, y'all remember that? Cash money taking over for 2000, right? Yeah, bling, bling. Well, Cash Money said everything was platinum, right? So the platinum rule is treat people the way that they want to be treated. The only way you're going to do that is if you stop and you observe, right? Ask questions, listen, watch people tone, their body language. And when you hear certain characteristics, you're like, oh, okay, let me adjust my way of communicating, because the goal is to be effective, right? There has to be a goal at the end of this communication. There has to be a goal at the end of this meeting that we're having together, right? So it's treat people the way they want to be treated. You can meet with my mom today, right? And I expect for you to treat her totally different than you treat me. I used to play sports. I was a police officer on the West Side. You can cuss at me. We can cuss. I done been in that whole environment before, right? But please don't cuss around my mom, right? Don't treat her the same respect that you give your mom when you well, not even that, because my mom, I expect you to treat my mom the way my mom want to be treated. You know what I mean? Because that's my mom, right? If your mom don't mind cussing, then I get it, right? It's different with mine. But if you treat people the way they want to be treated, you'll always get what you want. I met somebody recently, and I had this thing, a way of doing things. I'm a business owner, of telling people what to do. Like, hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do this? Now, if I say, can you do this? They a little hesitant. But if I say, hey, can you do this, please? Just that one word, please, they do it immediately, without hesitation, without complaint, without anything, right? Just with the word please. So I told myself, at first my ego was like, I don't want to be saying please all the time. But I also don't want to do it. So what do I want more? Do I want to not do this and swallow my pride for a second? I'm saying please for everything, right? In the end, I need to get what it is that I want out of this communication. That's effective communication, right? So treat others the way they want to be treated. During this class, y'all gonna learn a little bit about what DISC is. Anybody ever heard of DISC besides those who have been to one of my workshops? Nobody? Okay. All right, an overview of the 4 personality types. So this means dominance, influence, steadiness, and conscientiousness, right? Dominance, influence, steady, and then conscientious. Why is it important for understanding this in a professional setting or any setting, right? These same philosophies, I teach A-level executives the same thing I teach children because the philosophy matters. And for some reason, adults forget how to communicate when they get older. And some kids, they just don't know how to communicate. So we're going to give you a little brief history of this. Hopefully we got some volume. This is the video portion. Is that what it's going to do me? All right. So this is what we're going to do. What we're going to do. We're going to go to YouTube. All right, we get to freestyle this a little bit. Because I know that their personality type is what it is. And I know that they're not going to say, hey, you forgot me. Like, they was like, oh, thank you for forgetting me. Go ahead and introduce yourself over there, brother. He over there smiling. He already knew what it was.
My name is Shakir Satoli. I am known around here by Shaq. I am a student in Elias's digital marketing class. I really don't like to consider myself a digital marketer yet. I am getting there. And I'm also an entrepreneur for my own business, which I'm trying to build up off the ground that specializes in the category or area of real estate. And I'm also trying to work with Cyril, our camera guy, with also doing videography and photography.
All right. Thank you.
Well spoken, sir.
So why you try to pull that up? So our personalities show out everywhere. When I go in certain classes, I get people, I say, hey, stand up and introduce yourself, right? And I always get this one kid that's, right? Hey, my name is Johnny, and I do this. I love sports. Like, you know, my mom is over there. Hey, mom, what's up over there? Right? This is my friend. Boom, 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 right? So we go down. The next guy, he's inspired by him. You know, all right, he did it first. I'm going to come up and I'm going to do it now. Next kid, yep, this is me. And I'm Tim, and I do this, and I do this. Boom, boom, right? And I go down the line. And if it's a class of about 15 people, I can probably get through about 7 to 8 where I'm like, you know, I don't have to ask, like, all right, who's next? No, it gets to the point to where I get to like the number 9 person, number 10 person. I'm like, all right, your turn. Okay, your turn. And I'm always seeing the one person in the back that's just like, they don't want to come up at all, right? And they will not volunteer themselves. So I intentionally always do that. I leave them out. And the reason why I leave them out is because they don't even realize that they miss out on so many opportunities because they're passive like that, right? Because that's your time to shine. Stand up and tell people who you are. Anytime you're in the room, everybody in that room should know who you are. Once again, my name is Brandon Ward. Please follow me if you don't follow me on social media. I'm going to say that right now. Brandon Ward motivates, right? But I'm going to always point these things out. And for me, every situation is a learning experience. Because I'm always, if I say, hey, come up and introduce yourself. And the way, just from the way you walk up here, I can get a good indication of your personality type. Where we at with the video? No video? All right. So I'm going to skip this one right now. So the history of this, it was started way back in ancient Greece times. Like they was reading personality and they were, you know, it was like Achilles and all these other words. I have no idea what they mean. But as time progressed, the philosophy continued to get adapted. And what they did is, as they adapted it, they wanted to make it as simplified as possible. So there was like water, fire, ice, and wind at one time. There was like these cows and something else at one time. There was colors. We've seen it in colors with like the colors blue, yellow, green, and red. And then there was disc. It came out with the disc concept. Y'all can't even see the part. Y'all can't even see the PowerPoint no more. Oh, there we go. All right, we're gonna put the PowerPoint. You gonna get it? All right. That one ain't gonna go right now. We're gonna move to the next thing. So our objectives, we're gonna understand the DISC framework, and we're gonna learn to identify DISC styles. We're probably not gonna learn applying DISC knowledge today and how we can improve. And then we're not gonna learn to enhance leadership and educational methods today. But you are gonna get some good information. I really wish this video played.
Part 2.
I want y'all to see this video. This video right here is just so funny. All right, give me 1 second. I don't know what it is today.
Showing up on the first page of Google might not be the best for everyone.
Thank you,
We've established
thank
that
you guys.
Everyone is different, right? But here's the cool thing. They are predictably different. We all are. And because of that, we can actually predict how people will act or react in a given situation. Our world is made up of 4 types of people. There's dominant, or the D style, influencing, which is the I style, steady, or the S style, and compliant, the C style. Generally speaking, those are the personality types of the people you interact with every day. And I'll let you in on a little secret. You're one of them. Let's take a look. We've all been waiting on an elevator and seen the girl who presses the button, steps back and looks at the button again, then presses it again, and again and again. Yeah, that's a D style. She has places to go and people to see. She's probably always in a hurry, so then she'll tap and hold the button, frustrated, thinking she can actually make it move faster. D styles are dominant, direct, and results-driven people who want to control their environment and then do something to make a difference in their world. Now, let's take a look at the I style. She is Talky Talkerton. Once the doors open to the elevator, she's the one who turns around and starts talking to nobody in particular about pretty much anything. She's an influencer. When the elevator stops, she's the jokester who quips, "Third floor, lingerie, enjoy your day." Now, not all I styles are cheesy people who tell mom jokes all the time, but you see what I mean. Eyes draw energy from people and love to engage. Now, here comes little Miss C style. She's the quiet one. She's kind of off to the side, standing in the front of the elevator, looking at the plaque that reads, "Maximum weight, 2,500 pounds." She's calculating body weight. Uh-oh, if one more person gets on, we're gonna go down. She's on a schedule, but she's allowed herself plenty of time. She's compliant, she knows the rules, obeys the rules, and wants everyone else to do the same. Look at her, how cute. Enter the S personality. She's stable, steady, and keenly aware of her surroundings. She wants everyone to be happy, and she thinks it's her job to make it so. She's the one holding the elevator door open to make sure everyone who wants to get on can do so at their leisure. Meanwhile, Miss D's in the back huffing and puffing about needing to get to her meeting. The S will even take the stairs if there's not enough room for Miss I, who keeps everyone waiting while she finishes her mocha latte frappuccino thing. Harmony and steadiness are a big deal to the S. As a leader, it's important to know these DISC styles so you can begin to better understand the people around you. It's also important to understand that we are all a blend of these styles. Sure, we can adapt those blends based on our environment or when a specific situation calls for one style over the other. But more often than not, we've all got to accept our DISC and learn to live, work, and play and accept these basic truths. So there you have it. We're all different. but we are predictably different.
What y'all think of that video? Have y'all seen those personalities play out?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, often, right? Yeah. What do you think you are, based off of what we learned just now?
Probably an
I.
Yeah.
Okay. Influential. I like it. What about you, man?
I'm the last one.
You the last one? That was the S.
Yes.
All right. I like the S's. So real quick. So a person asked me during a workshop, they were like, I was telling them about the assessment. It was like, and when I told them about the assessment and I told them about personalities, it was like, well, mine's is I'm dominant and I'm conscientious. So that kind of means that I'm not a people person. Right. So does that mean that I'm bad? And I was like, that doesn't mean like you're bad, but I wouldn't hire you to take care of my grandmother. You know what I mean? Like, if to run my company or to manage some people, definitely. You're a driver. You're gonna get things done. But to be sympathetic and empathetic to, my grandmother may be slow. She may need more help. Right? She might need you to be a little bit more patient. Those things. She don't need you to rush her. None of that, right? So it's our personality does tell us what type of environments we should be in. But when we really know our personality, not only do we go into those environments and we know we should be there, but we know exactly what our role is there, right? How do I bring value to this situation, to this community, to this program, to this environment? Because once we figure out what our place is, that's when we start to value ourselves more. Our confidence raises, and even more than that. So many things start to transpire when you find your tribe and you find the space where you're happy and you can thrive, where you can grow. Think about a plant that's growing comfortably in a pot, right? And no obstructions, no pesticides, no pests, right? That it can just flourish. And then it gets to a certain point and you have to repot it and you got to put it in a bigger pot. And that's what we want. We want as people. We want to put ourselves in environments and in situations where we can thrive, where we can grow, and then no one will try to stunt our growth, right? Or this situation. Sometimes we might put ourselves in environments that our personality is not aligned with. And because we put ourselves in those environments, we stunt our own growth because we just can't do things on the level of a person that's supposed to do it. I'm not analytical. I cannot do what he does. I don't care how old he is. 39 years old. I can't do what that man does over there, right? But he probably can't do what I do, especially at the level that I do it. And the time that I put in, right? All the practice and all, overcoming stress and anxiety, right? Being able to show up whenever I need to. But the same sense, we started this class at 11:04. You know why? Because I'm not analytical and I'm not conscientious. I don't mind it being late and then saying, hey, introduce yourself, and listening to people go over. And now, hey, the reason why we started late because he went over. Let me stop. All right. Next slide. So our behaviors are so different. If you can take a picture of this, matter of fact, I'll probably end up sending a slide deck to Elias and he can send it to everybody. But when we look at, we're so different when it comes to our behaviors. So my dominant people in dominance, they're decisive, competitive, daring, direct, innovative, persistent, adventurous, problem solvers, results oriented. Now, anybody have children in here? Young children? All right. Multiple children. Anybody got multiple children? How many you got? 5? How many of them are the same? None. They all different, right? I guarantee you they all got these different. They all these. It's like God was like, you know what? I'm going to give you a dominant kid. I'm going to give you an influential kid. I'm going to give you a steady one, and I'm going to give you a conscious one. And now you got to figure out how you have to adapt to their style instead of them adapting to your style. And that's where we make mistakes as parents. This is what I said, this is how it is. Well, that might work for this kid, but that's not gonna work for that kid. This kid, you might have to, hey baby, come here, let me talk to you. You can't do that. This is how you make other people feel. This is the result of this, right? And if you do this over time, you're gonna start creating habits, little things like that. Some kids, but shut up now, all right? I said shut up. I'm gonna shut up. I don't want no conflict from you, daddy, right? Some kids, they gotta be like that. And then, every kid you have to. I got 4 children, so I have to approach them all differently. My influential people, charming, confident, convincing, enthusiastic, inspiring, optimistic, persuasive, sociable, trusting, influential. What was the young lady who presented last that was standing up? Y'all remember her name? Was it Dominic? The last one with the braids. Deborah. What y'all think Deborah is? You think she dominant? Dominant, but she also influential. Super influential. I'm the street team. I go out, I go talk to the people. I go do that job. He like, no, I'm not doing that at all. Deborah like, no, I don't want to do that job, right? Putting people where they're supposed to be. My steady people, understanding, friendly, good listeners, patient, relaxed, sincere, stable, steady team players. These people right here, they put other people before themselves. They win by you winning, by you healing, right? You see these people work in positions like in professions like therapists, nurses, that CP, CNA, or that, working with other grandmas. You talk to these people, they usually got a story why they do what they do. Why you do that? Yeah, my grandma, when she got sick, my dad had cancer. I do this because there's a meaning behind it. And I don't want nobody else to have to go through this, or I want to eliminate them having to go through that process that person went through, right? I don't want you to have to make all the same mistakes that I made, right? They really care. The reason why I'm such an effective coach is because of the steadiness. I listen. My clients, I deal with widows, right? They don't even think life should go on. And I got to convince them, hey, although you feel this way, the business has to continue to move forward regardless. And if you ever want to prevent this happening again, we need to make sure we get the right people in place to do this. So if anything happens, you have somebody or something to fall back on. And you're going to fall back on somebody steady. Conscientious is my accurate, precise, analytical, compliant, courteous, diplomatic, detailed, fact finders, objectives. This the quietest person in the room. And when you see this person depicted in shows and movies, they usually wear glasses, right? They usually on a computer, they reading books, they working in IT, tech, finances, right? These people like to dot the I's and cross the T's. They're very patient, slow with things, the way they do it, methodical, systematic. Because the reason why they do it is because they don't want to make errors, and they don't at all. These kids are straight A students. You think they don't got no personality? They got personality. It's just in here. They analyze everything. You ask them about, hey, what do you think about this? In an environment where it's not a whole bunch of people, they'll thrive, right? They love to be by themselves. You got any kids that's quiet, and then you got another kid that's like outgoing? How do they get along? They do? Okay, they must know they roll. Yeah.
20 years gap between my girls.
Oh, okay. All right.
4, and then I have 20 years and I have a baby.
Crazy thing is, you can see the personality play out in babies too, right? It's some babies that's outgoing, right? They be goo gaga and walking at the age of 9 months, and there's some babies that just slow, don't start walking till they 16 months, right? 17 months. That's how them babies, right? 18 months, right? Some people are analytical, and the personality starts as a baby, y'all. And if we learn how to just guide people based on their personality, right, then we can help people thrive more. The problem is we be trying to change people. He ain't fun. This kid, but my other kid fun. He popular in school, but this kid get all A's though, right? He tutor kids. This other one, it's the teacher's A right here. Anything the teacher need, this kid, hey, fall back. We go. He can grade the papers if he want to. It's another kid. You put him in front, he can get the whole class rolling. Right? Hey guys, want to let you know that today we're gonna have somebody coming into the classroom. Right? Get everybody to pay attention. And then there's some people that can drive. Hey, we need to get everybody in line, standing straight. Boop boop. We just walk. My preschooler, he graduated preschool on the 14th, but the daycare calls me often and says, hey, Mr. Ward, can you talk to your son? He's disrupting the class. And I say, well, what happened? Right? And before he tells me, he say, well, she wouldn't let me get in the front of the line. And I said, why? He said, because she said it wasn't my turn. I said, so you telling me that if she would have just put you in the front of the line, you wouldn't have got mad? He was like, yeah. So when I met with her, I told her, I said, hey, I gave her my son's assessment. This is how you treat my son if you really want. You don't got to deal with the 30-minute disruption in the class You don't got to deal with calling me while I'm in my meeting and hey, excuse me, let me take this phone call. Hey, baby, yeah, daddy at work, but what's going on, right? You don't have to interrupt my life. If you just give him what he wants, he want to be a leader, let him lead. If you don't want him in the front and it's because of somebody else, then just give him another responsibility, right? Tell him, oh, look, I'm gonna put you in the back. You make sure everybody stay in straight line. Say that. Convince him. Give him a responsibility. And if you give him that, he gonna show up for you. He's not gonna let you down. But it's when you try to make him be who he not. He like, nah, that's not who I am. Like I'm confident. I'm comfortable being in the front. So talkative. He come in class, all the kids, Bishop. Like little girls be hugging him, only 5 years old. I'm like, boy, he's so charismatic. Already the personality plays out. So I told y'all how the philosophy has evolved over time. We recently partnered with Take Flight. So when I've learned this, I was like, the kids got to learn this. But not only kids, I want to teach teachers. Because if I can get a teacher to adapt to a child that he's teaching, and he can adapt to that child, that kid is going to retain more information. And then I said, you know what? How can I utilize this philosophy? When I talked to my business coach said, hey, I want you to meet one of our partners at Take Flight. This guy named Merrick Rosenberg, because he turned disc into birds. And I thought it was the most brilliant philosophy ever, because you can really see it. If I told y'all the DISC, I really got to take you through a whole workshop for you to really get it, retain it. But with the imagery, you're going to get it right away. With these birds, you see these birds no matter where you go. I can go to Australia, Brazil. I can go to Africa. These birds are going to be the same. They the same. They got the same characteristics. When you think about an eagle, what do you think of? Just throw out some words. Y'all don't got to be formal. Strong. I like that one. Huh? Say it again. Visionary. Yep, visionary. They say they soar. Yep, they soar. Do they soar by themselves, or do they soar with a team? Solo, huh? Do they fly high or they fly low? Are they fast or are they slow? Right? Are they direct or are they pushovers? Not direct. You can see the personality play out. The eagle is that, right? There's so many famous people that we see as eagles that we got a portion in there for two. I don't want to spoil it. What about parrot? When you see a parrot, what do you think? What characteristics? Friendly, yeah. Mimic, yeah. Mimic. Talkative, yeah. Outgoing, right? Very outgoing. They love attention, right? Put me in the front. They don't mind being in the front of the class. They don't mind the spotlight being on them. Colorful, right? Loud, right? All these are qualities that are good, but then we have our flaws as well. What about my doves? What y'all think about doves?
They're quiet. They're always shying away.
Quiet. Yep. Somebody said peaceful, real low. Peaceful. Peaceful. They couldn't even say peaceful, right? They're peaceful, right? They hate conflict. They are the symbol of peace. You see them at weddings. You see them at funerals. You always see them together as well. Like doves are usually in a pile of doves. You never see the dove by themselves. Not like the eagle. And then my owls. What about the owls? Give me some qualities of owl. Huh? Quiet, observant. Thank you. Analytical. They don't sleep. Yeah, it could be some night owls, right? Just observing everything. Are they slow or fast? You think you see them by themselves, or you usually see them with other owls? Have you ever seen an owl with an owl? Never. You ain't never seen an owl with an owl, right? They love being by themselves, right? You like working by yourself? Or you like working with people? What'd you prefer? Okay. I like that.
But for the most part, throughout life, I do like to do stuff like by myself.
Okay.
My older brother be trying to talk to me about his life, and like I'm washing dishes or something, I'll be having music in my ear like, bro, be quiet.
Right. That's owl behavior. Like owls really do like being by themselves. And they probably can be with other people. Listen, as minorities, I want to let y'all know this. We have learned to adapt to every scenario, situation, room, person. We have been learning this from the beginning. a lot of my African American teachers, they don't have the same problems that a lot of other teachers have, right? Especially in the inner city. Maybe it's because they can relate to the people, but at the same sense, they know how to adapt to other people. When you live in the hood, you know how to adapt. I know what not to say, I know what not to wear. I know what not to do. I know about the time, right? I know these things. And when I go into a corporate room, I know exactly how to act. I know exactly when to speak, right? I'm paying attention. Okay, that's the man right there. He the one to make all the decisions. And then it'd be like, oh, but I noticed that the man listens to the woman, and the woman is the assistant. Oh, that's what I need to get to, the assistant right there, right? I know how to act in these rooms. Every environment I have to adapt, and that's what we gotta do. We gotta always adapt. Don't ever have it in the mind state that I am who I am, and this is who you're gonna get. No. You ain't getting nowhere like that. Not to success. Like, especially now, there's so much more opportunities available, and there's so many rooms that we have access to. We really got to know how to act. Not saying we ignorant, but we got to know how to leverage opportunities and leverage situations. Know how to leverage people. Know how to leverage talent. Right? Learn how to leverage information. Right? Not all information is for you. Maybe you have to pass that information to somebody else who it can be very valuable to. All right, so we use birds, right? And I think y'all can see it in the birds. Birds, the eagle is direct, assertive, take charge. How you think, if eagle went swimming, how you think an eagle would jump in the pool? Dive, right? We diving right in. We're not even gonna think about it. We got time to think. I don't want to waste no time. We're gonna dive right in. All right, there is a video I really want y'all to see. But I don't think it's gonna play.
In fact, Mr. Ward.
Go ahead, sir. I appreciate you.
When you were putting the assessments up there, you put the way you put it, DISC. In actuality, I'm the reverse. The C, S, the I, the D. That's the way when I walk into a room, that's the way I assess it.
Okay. Now, give us a little bit about your history. Like, what have you done in life?
Well, in life, I was my professional career started off in transportation. So I was a bus driver and a supervisor for the transit system. But all along in my teenage years, I started off in entertainment, promoting. Well, I started off as a roadie, carrying the speakers and setting up the events for my DJ. And then I graduated into emceeing the parties. Then I graduated into promoting the parties, putting up the money and doing celebrity basketball games, small concerts, and all of that. And then I went into I joined parties with a guy who got out here that had a youth program called Streetwise Alive, and I started did the operations for Streetwise Alive and learned a lot of skills doing the with that organization. And recently the gentleman transitioned, so I'm furthering the program in the Youthpreneur Inc. and bring Coach Arts and business to the masses and whatnot through out networking with everyone here because they have something to bring to the table for the youth, and it's just in a collective atmosphere. I think that they can benefit broadly. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. So let me ask you this: what personality type you think you are?
Well, I take on all the roles. I adapt to the situation.
Which one you think you're more dominant?
Well, you have to be. I'm a pleasing person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got Dove. If you would have asked me, I would have been like, yeah, you're Dove. Everything I heard you say, even your adaptability, that's Dove behavior. Like that's because they want people to feel comfortable, right? And then not just that, everything you did had purpose. And then a lot of stuff that you did you've always dealt with people, right? That's all Dove behavior. And although you can adapt to all of them, that's what stands out. And that's what people see, right? It's dominantly what do people perceive and then what's hidden. There's a lot of things that's hidden within that we really not aware of that people don't see. All right, I think I got the video.
These styles are the most forceful and assertive of the 4 disc styles. D styles tend to be direct, results-oriented, competitive, and strong-willed. Ds prefer to move fast, take risks, and get things done immediately. They like challenges and are multitaskers. D styles want to create change. Routine is boring to them. Ds want to be in charge and have the power and control. D's motto is, I did it my way. One of the D style's biggest fears is to lose control. D styles often communicate in...
Did y'all hear that? That's very important for you to know. Very. If you learn one thing today and it's about the D or the eagle, is they hate to lose control. You get a person of this personality, they lose control, their whole life is out of control. They feel so uncomfortable. Like they will argue, they will fight, they will lead, they don't like to lose control. So if you have a person who's a D who's in control of you and you decide, you know what, I'm taking my control back, chances are if they have the opportunity to fire you or to get rid of you, they're gonna get rid of you. Or they don't have time to make your life, inconvenient. They don't have time for that. But it's the worst thing for them.
direction. They talk and expect others to listen. At times, D's...
Did you hear that? They expect others to listen. Expect it when they say something.
express their own opinions as facts, needing no further discussion or input. D styles may be blunt and challenge others. Ds are impatient listeners and have a tendency to interrupt. D styles' favorite question is, what? What is the bottom line? What's in it for me? D styles want to make independent decisions and make them quickly. Since Ds don't need a lot of information to swiftly decide and are comfortable taking risks, they're more likely to make wrong decisions. However, D styles get over their mistakes quickly and move on by keeping the big picture in mind. Under pressure, D styles can show a lack of concern for others.
Okay. So if I'm a D style and I offend somebody and they crying, they showing their emotions, do you think they care?
No.
But my kids, I don't care. They don't care. And it's not that they're a bad person. It's just that they don't, it's not a focus. It's not a priority. Your feelings is not a priority to them. They're more worried about getting the job done. You're hindering us from getting this done. You're too slow. You're too loud. You're not aligned. If you can't get it right, you don't need to be here. Why do I need to take the time to counsel you, to coach you, if that's not my personality, right? But so if I am that and I am the leader, I shouldn't try to be that. I should hire somebody who can be that, right? My manager should be different than me. He should be able to connect, or she should be able to connect with the people, discipline them. When I was on the West Side, I was a police officer at Bowdoin for 2 years. I used to take people to jail, and you know what they used to tell me? Thank you. Thank you. Why? Because I let them know my job is to catch you. Your job is to get away. That's your job. And today I did my job better than you. What do you want to listen to on the way to the county? Right? I listen to what you want to, and they, man, you know what, man, you so cool. Thank you. Right? It was a great job. I'll tell y'all one day why I left.
Because they are focusing on the tasks. As a result, others may perceive D styles as being too aggressive, blunt, and even rude. At times, Ds can also be impatient and overbearing. Ds are often not good listeners and prone to making quick decisions. D styles have a tendency to overlook how their actions and behaviors affect others. D styles succeed by being decisive, taking risks, and focusing on the big picture, results, and goals. Ds are quick to take action, venture into risky and new situations, keep others moving forward, and are not hesitant to communicate their opinions.
You know what the number one biggest...
We got commercials on this, y'all. We got commercials. All right, what y'all think about the D? Somebody give me some feedback.
Man, I just went through that.
You did?
I moved to Detroit. I was moving to Detroit a month ago. Got out there and I ran into my play sister, and she was a D personality, They expected to, that's why they want to go out there, because I knew she was going to try to control me. And so enough, when I got there, that's exactly this whole thing you talking about right here. I just went through that, man. And that's why I'm back here right now. Right.
Exactly. And listen, these D's will tell you. So as a D, it's very important if you have this personality, right? You are a leader. You're a born leader, but you have to develop the skill set of leadership. You have to learn how to deal with people, right? You got to learn how to influence. If you can't influence, then chances are you're just gonna try to bully me to doing things. And in this new world, you can't bully nobody to do nothing. Try to tell these kids what to do. They tell you quick. Quick. I don't know how many times I told my daughter, if you don't stop, if you don't stop, I know she kind of be like, when you gonna do it? Right. But I'm a dove too, as well. So I know we're short on time. Let's talk about the parrot real quick. So my parrots are social, talkative, super optimistic, and parrot. Now, my parrots as a leader, they have unrealistic expectations. Don't get me wrong, they're hopeful, right? Yeah, we can do it. We can, but can we quantify it? Like, what were we doing? Right? You like, oh no, we going to the moon. All right, we're the spaceship. Right? How we get there? How we gonna get? Well, we gonna figure it out. I get it, but I need my man right here to put together the plans. To put, you know what I'm saying? We got A, B, C, D. We need to get this. We need to get the funding. We need to get, the gas, whatever it may be. Right? But my parents don't think like that. We just know that we can get it done. Somebody in here got the skill set, and we gonna make it work. All right. So those are my parents. All right, this is gonna be the last video, and we're gonna cut this one short. Anybody I've been able to identify theirs yet?
What if someone has a little bit of everything?
Oh, you do. So you do. We all have it. So that's what we teach. So my main goal in teaching this is making people realize that you have dominant personalities, but you actually have them all. And it just comes down to how you adapt in certain situations. When I was a child in school and it was test time, I used to get so mad because it was like these kids who used to finish so fast. And I'm just like, how the heck did you finish already? I'm on page 5, right? Like, what are you doing? So then I'm trying to get done quick like them, and I watch my grades decline because I was trying to be like them. I had to realize, man, I got to be conscientious. I got to not only take my time, but I need to go over my work because that's just how I am. I'm not the most analytical person. So when I'm in this environment taking a test, I need to become a conscientious person. Once I learned that, every test I ever took, I passed. It's the way you word words on the test that I know that this is going to be the answer, right? And then if I'm reading the text, I can learn through that text, okay, this is going to be on the test. Yep, that's going to be on the test. I already know it, but I had to do that. But then I had to go back and redo things because, I do look around. As I got older, I started realizing that these people who was getting done faster, they wasn't getting more points than me, right? Just because you got done fast and you got to go to recess for 10, 15 minutes, you got to play. Because that was my thing. I'm a parent, y'all. I like to play. My kids love me. I'm the fun dad. What we playing? What we doing? Y'all not laughing enough, right? I don't want to whip you. I can so yell at my kids, man, I don't want to be sitting here being mean. Y'all got me being mean. I'm not even a mean person. I'm sitting in the corner mad. Like, dang, you didn't have to yell at them like that. Like, but you got your point across. I know, but they probably don't feel good. Like, that's just the way my mind is. All right. Go to my eye, and then we'll finish with this one. Come on now.
Where can we find this at, bro? Or is it just private?
So you like the assessment itself? Yeah. On my website. Yeah. I'm your go-to guy when it comes to these. So anybody know who Tony Robbins is?
Yeah. Hello there.
So Tony Robbins used the same thing I use, but I met with somebody the other day and I said, hey, ma'am, let me see that assessment that you took. And they said that she told me she paid $2,500 for the assessment. The assessment don't cost me nowhere near that, y'all. I promise you. It don't. That markup is tremendously ridiculous. I get at a very low price, and that's what I bring to my community. Very low price. But I'm gonna try to get Nevada partners to partner with me. All right, here go our eye. 500? Yeah, mine's ain't 500. Here we go.
Your workplace is likely filled with many different disc styles. While it certainly keeps things lively and dynamic, the differences in disc styles can create tension and conflict, which can make work life challenging. But once you understand your own disc style and the styles of your colleagues, you'll be able to navigate these styles more effectively and build stronger working relationships. Today, we're going to focus on the I.
Oh, why y'all didn't say nothing?
Style.
Y'all acting y'all personality out.
You thought you were searching.
No, that was the video.
I thought it was just audio.
If y'all saw what I see, I see it perfect. Thank you so much.
Going to see how the I will likely communicate. You'll see what works, what doesn't, and how small modifications can help the I be more effective and successful in their communication. Let's take a look.
Good morning, everyone. How was your weekend? Incredible weather. Did you see the game? I couldn't believe that play.
Cutting it kind of close, aren't you? We're eager to start.
Oh, Sarah, I so appreciate you waiting. I was just talking to Jake in the hall. Did you know his daughter's been a little sick, but she's doing much better?
Glad to hear it. Now, let's get on with today's agenda.
Lewis, is that a new tie? That is sensational. Way to take a risk.
Thanks.
Can you give us an update on the Martin project?
Oh, it's great. Right on track.
Anything else you would like to add?
Just that the clients are so nice. Amazing people. I love working with them.
We could sure use some specific details on where we're at with the deliverables. I saw an email that there have been some changes to the timeline. Please fill us in.
Yeah, okay, sure. Just give me a moment. Just need to look through my files. I know that info's in here somewhere. Maybe that's back on my desk or in the note.
Really real. That's my life. So I had to get this device called a Remarkable. It's a notepad. So all my notes are on one device, and because I work with a lot of different clients and I'm not analytical, right? So what happens is I can have like 5 different folders and I don't know where your file is. Like, I just don't. Like, I ask the right questions, I get the right information, but it's hard for me to retain it later to go get it. But now I got this Remarkable, it's all in one place. That's how I go. So you gotta use technology to outgrow yourself, to really make sure you're not inefficient.
I'll double check and get back to you. Cool?
I is obviously a charismatic and charming person. He likes everybody, and everybody likes him. I's natural style is definitely an asset, but he relies on it too much. I focuses heavily on building connections. He'll quickly remember details about someone's family or personal life, but tends to be too casual about important business details. As you can see, I's carefree attitude tries the patience of his colleagues, but with a few modifications, I can be his outgoing and friendly self and use those talents to support and elevate his team. Let's see how.
Good morning, everyone. How was your weekend?
Good morning. It was great, thanks. We'll be starting in just a few minutes.
Great. It looks like we can just start today's agenda right on time.
I'm ready. Where should we start?
Can you give us an update on the Martin project?
Good morning, Courtney. I'm so glad you're here. The Martin project is progressing very well. I went to the offices last week for a meeting, and everybody there is so nice.
Can you give us some specific details on where we're at with the deliverables? I saw an email that there have been some changes to the timeline. Please fill us in.
I did ask about that. They had a delay with some of their suppliers, so it's impacted their timeline by a few weeks. I revised the production schedule and made notes of the changes and projected new timeframes. I'll share hard copies with the team now. When we're done, I'll upload all the edited files to the project drive.
Thank you. I appreciate you staying on top of this. The client really enjoys working with you. I'm so happy that you were able to get this big account back on track.
Hooray for I! That approach works so much better. As you can see, I never lost his charming personality. He stayed true to his I-style behavior traits. He was excited, friendly, and positive. He offered genuine remarks to his colleagues, but he was also more professional. You'll notice that I showed up early to the meeting. He wasn't distracted by unimportant details. He walked in prepared to contribute. I was also organized and prepared to share relevant details about the status of his project. This lowered the temperature in the room and put everyone's mind at ease. This version of I is a lot easier to work with. He didn't change his style, he just made a few minor adjustments, and that made a huge difference in his communication.
All right, what y'all think about that video? You like?
He got it done.
Right? He adapted. He had to adapt, and that's the main thing, is that we all can adapt. I'm gonna go to this real quick, and then we'll go to this. Anybody know David Beckham? What do you think his personality is? You say eagle? So if you know anything about like David Beckham, he is more like a S. So what David Beckham does is he does a lot of philanthropic work. He's really big about his community, very soft-spoken as well. When y'all come back, we're gonna listen to a video with him in it. What about Bill Gates? What you think he is?
No, he is actually an I.
You say I?
And he's a C too.
Yeah, definitely. So he's definitely conscientious, right? Very boring, very monotone. Not much personality. If you listen to like one of his speeches, or just watch him do like a interview, a podcast, you see his personality is real dry. He analytical. He's a lot about data. When the COVID stuff happened, you gotta go watch his videos about COVID. What about this guy? Definitely an eagle, right? Don't care who he offend. Very dominant, direct. Yeah, he gonna rub a lot of people wrong. He say what a lot of people, that's what they like. They like what he say, what they think. All right, you got to be a little rude to do that. And then Will Smith, what do you think he is? When he not slapping people. Very influential. You're right. Right, but it was the last time. National TV. So definitely Will Smith is super influential, highly charismatic, and that's what you usually see with him. So you see these personalities play out. That's the homework I'm gonna give y'all. Is today, like when you're dealing with people, try to identify what their personality type is. When you're watching TV, try to figure out what people's personality type is, and then pay attention to the differences. Hollywood is very smart and very strategic on how they put certain people in certain places and certain scenes, right? If you were an actor and I was to give you a role, I wouldn't say, hey, you would be good at this because that's your personality. That's not acting. I need you to be something different. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, this is your character and this is the role and this is the personality. Because the way this character goes into every environment, that's how he's gonna act. And he's gonna act a certain type of way. I don't need a character going from passive, quiet to now he want to be a superstar. He want to be brave. He want to be courageous. That's not who he is, right? It's gonna mess the movie up. I can't have a person going from super outgoing, energetic, and then nothing happens in the movie, and now he acting dormant. He's acting like melancholy, unless something happened, right? If something happens and we got a trauma, now that can make any person become somebody different, right? Your whole personality changes during traumatic situations, during hurtful situations, just in certain environments. So just pay attention to how you act in certain environments. And then another thing is pay attention to who are you being in that environment? Who are you bringing to that environment? And is it right for the environment? If I was to hire you and say, hey, I need you to sit at this table and tell everybody about my company, the last thing I want you to do is sit down and do so. I want you to get up. I want you to get in front. I want you to get people to come to the table. Hey, y'all come over here. Come talk over here. I got the good conversation. I got the good energy, right? The people that don't got the good, that don't have nobody at their table is usually an owl sitting there waiting on everybody to come. Hi. And just take a flyer. Just take a flyer. Me, I'm Brandon Ward. This is my business. This is what I do. This is how I help you. Tell me a little bit about yourself, right? I'm trying to engage with them. That's way more effective in that environment. He gonna get about 100 signatures on his table on sign-in sheet. The other people, they're gonna get about 5, 4. That's just how it works. So anybody got any questions before we wrap up today? Right here. Go ahead, ma'am. I appreciate you. The next one is, so they got me bi-weekly right now. So they'll be in 2 weeks. Yeah, let me pull it up. I think it was like the 24th. Yes, sir. Go ahead. Mr. King.
When you introduced yourself, you said you had 3 publications. What are the publications?
So my book is called The Pain of a Man. It's on Amazon. The Manifesting Playbook as well. And I got a coloring book called A Journey Through the Nile. A Journey Through the Nile. It's an Egyptian coloring book. It's going to be on June 19th at 11 a.m. Yep. I would love to have y'all there. And if you can't make it, they do air these live as well. You can watch it. Lastly, because it's always a call to action, I'm not trying to sell y'all anything. I ask you to follow me. So if you are on social media, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, I prefer. If you don't have a LinkedIn and you're in business, please get you a LinkedIn profile, get you an account, and become a friend on there as well. And then just stay connected to figure out what it is I got going on. I'm just always trying to bring information. If you feel like you got some content that you can bring, a good example, I would love to have you present with me as well. Any more questions?
It takes me 3 times to learn that. Brandon Ward.
Brandon Ward. Yeah, right here, sir.
So when you're trying to assess somebody, like, don't you think that it takes time sometimes? Because, like, for example, there's certain situations, because I like to think of myself as like calm and collective, but there can be situations to where, like, maybe it's a buildup, or maybe it's the wrong person, or maybe they said something that just like hit a switch to where, like, 29 days out of the month I'm calm and collective, but on this 30th day, like, I snap. So, like, you say go around and try and assess people, like, don't you think that sometimes it takes more time?
It definitely does. So you only get a certain amount of time to engage with people, right? Your first impression is your first impression. If you get a second one, you're lucky. If you get a third one, you're blessed, right? To be honest with you. And then if you get to be around people on a multiple occasions, you're going to see people react differently. People react differently based on different situations, right? It's like me being stressed out. I don't react to stress like other people do. I don't let stress, sadness stop me from going nowhere. If I say I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there. I made the commitment. I don't want to let people down, but that's in my personality. That's the dove in me. The dove in me is like, if I don't show up, but the thing is, I had somebody not show up for me before, and I know what it feels like, right? And I was like, man, who am I going to get to speak? And they had me trying to, fill in, and I got to learn how to speak now in case this ever happens again, right? But in certain environments, people act different. Like I said, in certain situations, and in certain times, people just, like with me, I don't get comfortable with everybody. Although I'm very outgoing, I don't tell everybody my business, right? But I will learn your business. But my business is to help people solve their problems. Eventually, you're gonna get comfortable with me. Eventually, I'm gonna open up, and as I open up, once I open up, we locked in, right? And you opened up to me, I'm opened up to you, and sometimes it takes time, but sometimes we don't have that amount of time. If you're making a hire and it's an important hire, take the time, right? You got to meet people you got to have 3 interviews, do 3 interviews. And then you can't even let your decision or let your perception be the final perception of them. Get your other people to come in. Hey, let me see if you get a different read about this person, right? Because you hear people say certain things differently. Did you hear what he said or how he reacted to that? He didn't want to answer those questions. A lot of people know what they want to tell you, but they don't. When you ask them a question, they don't know what they want to answer. Right? That's when people know, they start to have deception. They start to not trust you, think you lying. But it takes time. It's just interactions. Your main thing is to try to figure it out as much as you need to in the time that you have, the shortest amount of time possible. A lot of people are real good when times are good. Just remember that. A lot of people are really good when times are good. When stressful situations happen, people completely change. Completely. You don't know how they're going to react, if they are going to adapt, if they're going to fall into their old ways, or if they just going to give up. So you got to learn that about people. And then you got to figure out what role specifically people need to have in your life. Because if I can't count on you in certain situations, then I don't need you in that situation. Especially when it comes to like work, mentorship, everything. Anybody else got a question? No.
What do you think about storing feelings in? Does that change your?
Yeah. So for a person that wrote a book, I don't believe in keeping your feelings in, but I also don't believe in bleeding on everybody. Like, I feel like there are certain people who can handle a certain amount of information. Like, I have certain things I talk to my therapist about. I have certain things I only talk to Tiffany about. I have certain things I only talk to my best friend about, right? I got certain things I only talk to my mom about. And I don't think of them no different. It's just that people bring different value into my life in different situations, different, right? And I don't give people unrealistic expectations. Like, I don't expect for people to behave a certain type of way if that's not who they are. It just is like, oh, I would have did this. Yeah, you're right. You would have did that. If that was me, I would have. You would have did that. I don't move like that. My brain think totally different. Right? When I walk outside, I don't think, oh, it's so hot. No, I'm thinking like, all right, I'm about to get in this hot car. Like, I should have turned on the air a little bit sooner. Like, in my mind, I'm trying to figure out, how do I create the solution to my problems? That's the way I think. There's other people who want to just tell you about the problem. It's hot out here. I'm all hot. We all hot. I know. Thank you. Yeah, it's so hot. Yeah, it's so hot. All right.
Automatic start, Mr. Ward.
Huh?
Automatic start for your car before you get.
Oh, that's what I need. You're right. I need technology. That's why I say I need technology to help me in all my areas where I'm weak at. That's why I love ChatGPT. I love AI. I love where the world is headed. I feel like we got a fair shot here. Yeah. Yeah, I think we got a fair shot here. It's a fair shot. I can't even complain no more. But man, I love y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Definitely, if y'all can, like I said, if y'all can come to the next one, please be there. If you are a business owner, I'm having a planning workshop on the 24th. It's a Saturday. It's going to be here. Definitely, you want to be there. They say that we don't plan. That's our problem. And I don't know. If you don't plan, I don't know how you think that you can get anywhere. But we don't plan. I don't remember in school people teaching me how to plan. When I work with business owners, there's a lot of business owners who don't plan, right? I want to teach y'all to plan. And not just your business, but also your personal life. Like, what are your goals and how do you achieve them? Like, what skill sets do you need to develop? And then if you have the resources, if you got people, how can I utilize the people in my network or in my community for us to achieve this together? If you can help me achieve my goal, I can help you achieve your goal. That's gonna make it easier for both of us. So that's how we really doing things. That day is gonna be like at 9, I think. We want to be here at 9. We'll do some networking first, and then we'll do some personal stuff, goals. It's not just about plan. Like, it's just not about the plan. It's about what your goals are, what your core values are, those type of things. And then we're gonna figure out what resources you have and how do we utilize the resources. We about to get off. How did he like? Y'all still in here? But yeah, please do follow me. We're gonna start doing a lot more things in the community. My business is taking off. I just got a contract with UNLV. I just had a conversation with CSN, Manufacturing Nevada. We've been working with their businesses. So the business is taking off. So I'm constantly trying to put information out there, but I'm also constantly looking for people who want to help my business grow. I feel like everyone brings a different talent. And then what we teach is we teach personality. So whatever you specialize in, we can teach you personality. And then when you go into those environments, teach people what it is that you specialize in. And then it just makes life so much better for everybody. All right. I appreciate you. People walking out. I mean, I went way over, but thank you.